Ingeteam Power Technology. Power Grid Automation. Tutorials. Topic: Functional Block Diagram and Function. In this video, we will learn how to implement some 61,131 logics in an IED with the Energy Factory Suite tool. More specifically, a function type POU in the FBD language. The Control Logics Editor can be accessed from 3 of the applications in the EFS tool. The first one, Pack Factory, lets the user design the logics for a specific IED only. To access the editor, we will first need to open the Pack Factory application and select an IED. Once the IED has been loaded, the editor access icon will be located in the column on the left, inside the configuration section just below the web server tag. Much like with Pack Factory, Substation Factory does also let the user configure the control logics of a single IED. For that, we would need to open the Substation Factory application and click on the icon available in the toolbar. The last way in which the IED logics can be edited is by accessing the IED Factory application. Nonetheless, as opposed to the previous 2 options, the logics designed with this application will not be IED-specific logics. That is, these logics will be available to all the IED instances in the substation with the same IED template. When opening the logics editor of an IED with a default CID, the following POUs will be found: 2 programs, fast and slow log, 2 breaker-related POUs, and 6 disconnector-related POUs. By clicking on the File tab in the toolbar, new POUs shall be added. Prior to beginning with the code, the POU type, name, and programming language need to be selected. In this case, a function type POU will be implemented with the FBD language. Functions are usually implemented with a function return, the result reflecting the execution of the code, which may be of the following data types. However, no function return will be used for this example. Lastly, the FBD language option will be selected for this example. The interface of function type POUs has several tabs for input, output, in-out, variable, constant, and static type code variables. This interface can be shown in a tabular or text format. For this example, an interlocking function will be implemented, where 3 digital inputs will be used to rule the enabling of the open and close command of a breaker. As it can be seen, on the right hand of the Control Logics editor, the FBD symbols tag contains a library with some predefined functions regarding I/O, type conversions, arithmetics, counters, commands, time management, and more. In order to have a better understanding of these functions, please resort to the Logics Manual. A simple combinational logic has been implemented to rule the enabling of the open and close commands of a breaker. Once the logic has been designed, it can easily be validated. Now that the POU is finished, it needs to be called from one of the programs or from another function or functional block. In this case, the interlocking FBD POU will be implemented in the FastLog program, PRG. For that, the fun POU need to be dragged and dropped to the FastLog POU. Then, the newly designed POU's interface, with all its inputs and outputs, will be included in the FastLog program POU. The function inputs will be linked to some digital inputs in the IED. Likewise, the output of the function will be assigned to the Enable Close data in the IEC 61850 model of the first breaker. The same process will be replicated, but with other digital inputs and the Enable Close model data of the second breaker. Now that the function is designed and properly implemented, the logic needs to be generated and sent to the IED. For this example, the logics will be sent from the Substation Factory logics editor. As it can be seen, the logics of the DA-PTC IED in the installation do not have any of the changes done to the IED template in the IED Factory application, In order to obtain these logics from the template, we will need to click on the Restore All from Class option in the File drop-down menu in the toolbar. Now we can finally send the logics to the device via the FTP protocol. Then we will assess these logics with the monitoring mode of the logics editor. Finally, we now know how to implement some 61131 logics in an IED with the Energy Factory Suite tool. More specifically, a function type POU in the FBD language.
InduTeam, electrifying a sustainable future.